This is the not too distant future, at a remote mining outpost in the Arctic Circle run by a company named Cerberus Minerals. This company mines small asteroids that fall to Earth. They're the only two survivors left. A man named Quinn and a woman named Barkley are fighting to survive. Quinn wants to know how much food is left. She tells him maybe a day's worth and they're low on water. He tells her she needs to eat, but she says, "You come first, sir. I was born to die, class 1s are born to live." Quinn says they're poisoning your mind and orders her to get something to eat. Quinn says they have to make it to Building Alpha to the corporate shelter. That's where there's stockpiles of food and supplies and they can hold up until they're rescued. But she thinks it'll be there because it has access to Alpha. She thinks they should stay there because it doesn't have the necessary fingerprints to get in that room. He tells her they'll die if they stay there. They don't have a choice because it knows everything they know and is going to find its way in there eventually. He tells her he's going to teach her how to use his weapon and she's going to get them to the Alpha building. But she says she's not allowed to pick up a weapon because she's Canary class synthetic human, meaning half human, half robot. But Quinn doesn't care about the rules anymore.
Now pick up the f***ing gun!
She gets a crash course on how to use the firearm. Then he gives her the last 60 rounds of ammunition. He also shows her that he still has his handgun that has exploding rounds. While she gathers supplies, he starts to feel sick and says he feels a light inside of him shining out. He says one of the crew members, Korlov, he cut one of those things open and it had like 40 rat brains linked together, making one brain. Then this guy Holbrook, he took all the pigs and opened them up and strung their organs together with sheep organs. He said it was the light from the meteor that told him to do it. It made him do it. Then he cut up all those miners and he made that big one out of them. He said they cut that rock open and he knew right away when he saw that light. He cut his eyes out when he saw that light. He pulls himself together and says, "We're leaving." Once they enter the corridor, he says, "Once we open that door, we have 100 meters to the next facility, and that thing has the biometrics to get through. It's coming no matter what. Make sure you aim straight." They leave the building running 100 yards through the freezing Antarctic conditions to the Alpha building. Quinn uses the biometric scanner to get in. They head toward the manager's complex because it's fortified. That's when it shows up outside of the Alpha building trying to gain access. This thing is comprised of a mesh of everyone that worked there, using their biometrics to gain entry to any facility on the complex. They hear over the loudspeaker that it was granted access, and they get ready. We have to take a second to appreciate this monster. I've never seen anything like this. Listen to this thing. That is different. She starts firing and quickly uses all the rounds, and I don't blame her. They run through the corridors trying to escape this thing, and they make it to a kitchen. But Quinn can't make it anymore. He says there's something wrong inside of me. I'm telling you, I can feel it. Barkley says that thing rejects synthetics. Maybe I can slow it down. But Quinn tells her that protocol states that synthetics must be used as mining labor. But truth synthetics cost way too much. They cost more than orphans. The company purchased her from the Strata Group when she was 2 weeks old. That's when he reveals to her that she was human. He tells her that she was Canary class and her job was to walk down into the asteroids and her job was to die if she walked into a pocket of poison gas. And you think a synthetic would get sick like that? He tells her, "Take this gun, you're gonna get out and tell everybody about this place." He tells her that the computers here are gonna reject your status, and for her to take his fingerprint and get out of here. He tells her it's coming and to remember that when it gets him, it's gonna extract all his memories and it's gonna know where she's going. Look at that thing. He gives her his finger as the monster gains access. It shoots something in her leg as he tries to distract it. With that thing chasing her, she manages to find the elevator to gain access to the lower level. She's running through the lower levels trying to find the vault, but that thing is right behind her. She's hiding, but she makes noise and it sees her. That thing's head is so big with all those eyes, it's got to use some of its arms to hold it up. Ugh. She makes her way through the lab with all the leftover body parts to the vault, but Quinn's finger won't work. She's able to use Quinn's gun to knock it down. She then gets an axe and chops off one of its arms so that she can use one of its many fingers to gain access to the vault. She succeeds as it starts to wake up again and narrowly escapes, closing the thick steel door. This one was pretty good. Reminds me of that movie The Thing from 1982. They also made a remake in 2011. Check it out.